We've tested in Spain. We have raced for the first time this season in France. We then did the first funky qualifying of the season in Italy. And now we go to the foothills of Austria. Hello everybody and welcome to FVGP Season 6 Round 3 here at the Red Bull Ring. I am your host, Godsamungus, and in just a few minutes time we will be ready and out on track for qualifying. Here we go then. It seems dry so far, but obviously that things can change by the end of qualifying. Let's get these settings right. There we go. It's now just a waiting game to see who leaves the pit lane first. Looks like the two Williams could be the first ones out. Think it's going to be Joseph Hales the first out on track. Okay then. Getting word that it could be a not fully dry session or even race. We will wait to see on that. As we see the two Williams cars exit the pit lane. Got their setups on, and now they're just on their warm-up lap. As mentioned, Joseph Hales is the championship leader. And he's hoping that this race in Spielberg can help him cement his lead in the championship with hopefully more race, well, with the aim of winning the championship for this driver. Mulder's on intermediate. Okay, Mulder's on intermediate. But here we go. Joseph Hales going to be starting the first flying lap of proceedings. Just listening to these cars roar. There's not many on flying laps as of right now, but just hearing these V6s, I don't want to say roar because that's not really what they do, but seeing them growl, hearing them growl around this 12-turn track. Oh, thank you, Xbox. Thank you for that. It's obviously a purple sector 2. Why did I even bring it up? For Hales, he's going to hope to really get this lap in quick, especially if there is a lot, especially if the weather isn't perfect. As he comes through the final corner now, opens the DRS down towards the line. It's going to be a 103.8 for Mr. Hales. Yellow flag at the start of sector 3. I think it's just someone slowing down. Leslie sets a 105 flat. I don't know who's going to be next. That's not who I wanted. Jack East coming down towards the line. It's going to be a 107.7 for the Alfa Romeo driver. Next up, Sass, 108.3. Emrose, 2/10 off Hales on this first run. 104 flat, pretty much. So you see more times come in, a 106.8 for Pixels. Eldorado not setting a particularly indicative lap. More times come in. Alfie jumps to third, then gets overtaken by Broughton, jumping him, but not being too far back of Emrose. That's going to be exciting to watch. Got a yellow flag in the back half of the track. What? Mulder's on intermediates. Let's go on board with the Dutch driver on his interesting set of tyres. Just out here to have a little bit of fun, is Mulder. In the Alpine. I don't think it's raining, but the clouds don't look too friendly, do they? I don't think Mulder's currently on a blinder with this strategy, but it could happen. You see more times topple. PGL CFC goes to 7th with a 105.2. Eldorado jumps up to 10th with 105.8. He's got a tight bit of field spread, only a second covering P5 to P10 as we are on board with Mulder coming through the final corner. On his interesting set of tyres, he jumps up and sets a 107.243, putting him in P12. As we go on board with Unku drifting through these little sweepers in this middle sector, the keyhole, realistically. Keeping that rear end nice and balanced while keeping it relatively in a straight line as they come through the final corner now. A little bit of wiggle and exit. The Ferrari down towards the line. It's going to be a 106.379, putting them 11th as it stands in this qualifying session. Vetlam out of nowhere. Purple lap for Vetlam, setting a 103.7, toppling Hales' first lap. But drivers are now going to be heading into the pits and getting ready for a second run as Hales heads out onto the track. His time has just been dethroned by just under a tenth. He's going to be wanting to take back the premier position on the grid here in Austria. I don't think there's anyone currently on a lap. Borna Geordie's not. Satellite could be. So you see them go through the middle sector. A very technical middle sector for this track. A Satellite does set a purple middle sector. This could be a good sign for the team from Canapolis. So he deals with the McLaren brilliantly through the final two corners now. Heavy braking into the final corner. Sweeps out nicely. Run towards the line. It's going to be a 104.924 for the second Haas. Only 3/10 off his teammate. Right about, it's a purple first sector for D7. This could really stamp his authority on this title race. Really put him in the fight, which everyone wants to be in. Will his middle sector carry on with the purple? It's about to cut the did it again. Cut the timing beam. 8/10 up, but not purple in the middle. It's going to be all about these final few corners now. A 103.7 to beat. What can D7 do? Down towards the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 4.377, putting D7 into 7th. A lot of 7s in that. As I've just noticed, two drivers have tied. Two drivers have set the exact same lap time. Brilliant. Incredible. Hales, purple middle sector. Half a tenth improvement for the number 67. Through these final two corners. With 9 minutes left in the session, looking to validate there. Joseph Hales sets a 103.660, putting him back on top. It's exactly where he expected to be. He's expected to be. Curly now starting his lap. We'll go on board with the number 57 AlphaTauri. Hearing that Honda engine roar up the uphill as he goes slightly slower than his best first sector. It also looks like Curly doesn't really have much ERS either, so I don't think that is going to be a proper lap. Alfie coming towards the final corner now. Coming to the line now, 104.1. Good lap there for the lead AlphaTauri, with Emrose improving slightly by about 7.7 of a tenth to improve to a 103.9. 3 drivers in the 103s. Will they gain any more? With 8 minutes left in this qualifying session. With this track being the length it is, 8 minutes can be a fair few laps here. On board with Vetlab now. Going to cut that second sector timing beam. Purple sector 2. 3/10 gain for the Red Bull. Is he about to jump back to the top of the timing sheet? Through the final corner now. Keeps all 4 wheels on the track. Through to the line. 103.467. That's just about a 2/10 increase on the fastest lap so far. That is very impressive for the Red Bull. Not many cars out on track, even fewer currently on a lap. The Haas car is though. There's some beef in chat. If this was Moonhead, there would be a sound going off right now. So we're on board with Satellite. Improvement of 3/10, but it's only green for the Haas driver. Looks like he's going to jump his teammate, but that's going to be based on these final few corners. Coming down towards the line, keeps it on the track. Satellite sets a 104.499, jumping their teammate. Eldorado also 3/10 up in the first sector. What can he do? In the Alfa Romeo. Through the middle sector now, got his teammate close behind of Jack East on those medium tyres. Dorado 3/10 up in the middle. What can he do in this final sector? Through the final corner now. Putting the power down towards the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 5.382, jumping Dorado up into 12th position. Jack East, I don't know if he is on the lap. He might. As Bayliss jumps to second, just improving on Hales' time to gain custody of that front row start. Don't think there's anyone else currently on a lap. So with 5 minutes left in the session, some championship protagonists up there, with the front 4 all being in the top 6 in the championship. Top 7, sorry. So this is going to tell a lie. The top 5 are all in the top 7. So this is going to be really interesting for the race. Obviously, it is just a regular race weekend this time round. No shenanigans, no sprint race, no invert, no brawl. Because I've just remembered, these are your previous pole sitters here in Austria. Bayliss trying to get another one under his belt, or could it be anyone else currently in this grid who has not sat on pole here before? As it stands, it is going to be a new name atop, well, in P1, starting here in Spielberg, but there's still 3.5 minutes left, and round this short track there is a lot of laps that can be done as D7 jumps up to P5 in the Mercedes, jumping their teammate. Apparently so, Apex. Broughton got a purple middle sector, so we go on board with the second Mercedes through the final corner now. What can Broughton do? Up to the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 3.766, taking our number of drivers in the 1 minute freeze to 5. D7's backing off, going to be following Borna Geordie here. What can he do? That's not a hot lap. We'll stay on board with the McLaren as we watch him likely enter the pits. Although... no, it was pixels. Let's go on board with the Aston Martin man. As he starts his penultimate, possibly final lap, with just over 2 minutes to go in this session. Going up through the gears nicely in the Aston Martin. Pixels looking to jump into that top 10 as he improves on his time by just under 0.2 of a second. It's going to be all about nailing this lap for the Aston Martin. Through the treacherous turn 5, I think. And then into the keyhole. Nicely done through there, over the second sector split in an almost 3-second game. Purple sector 2 apparently for Pixels. That shows how this track has improved as we see the Aston Martin come through the final 2 corners now. Through the final corner, putting the foot down towards the line. It's going to be a 105.313, putting him 13th. Just over a minute to go in the session now. Borna Geordie just logging laps. Satellite starting a lap now. It's getting to crunch time here for these drivers. Most drivers having set their best lap on the soft tyres. The only difference being Mulder as Sass has crashed out. Emrose has crashed out. That's big for Emrose. He was in the fight for pole. Sass wasn't, but it's still unfortunate that they've crashed out. Still, the 4.67 of Vetlamp to beat Bayliss, coming through to start his final lap. 15 seconds to go until the checkered flag drops. Hale's not far behind. Will Broughton make it to the line on his outlap? Only 5 seconds to spare. 3, 2, checkered flag. Broughton does not make it. Neither does... well, D7's in the pit, so that doesn't matter. Satellite does not improve. He's P7. Vetlamp through the final 2 corners now. Wallops the curb. Cross the line. Does not improve. It's a 4.67 to beat. Can anyone do it? Unku to the line. 5.37. Dorado's not going to be improving. Hurley to the line. Hurley sets a foot. 6.47. Alfie jumps up to 6, splitting the Mercedes. PGLCFC pits. Bayliss to the line. Second. Does not get pole. 5.82. Hales. Bales. Vetlamp seals pole. And that is that here in qualifying. Vetlamp takes pole by 0.7 of a second over Bayliss, splitting the two McLarens with Hales, the championship leader, lining up just behind in 4th. So Vetlamp adds his name to the list of pole sitters, not Pixels, unfortunately. But will Vetlamp join the list of winners? So it's a Red Bull 1-3, and with that happening just at the death, with Vetlamp on pole, Bayliss lining up second, then Emrose and Hales. It's Mercedes, AlphaTauri Mercedes, through into 7th with Broughton beating out Alfie and D7. Then the 2 fast cars line in behind in 8th and 9th. Bonajordi in the 2nd McLaren lines up in P10 with the 2nd AlphaTauri of Curly lining up in P11. We then go to the 2nd Williams of Leslie before we go to the Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo of Pixels and Dorado. Unku in the lone Ferrari lines up 15th, and you saw the rest of that. It was Mulder 16th in the Williams, Sass 17th in the 2nd Aston Martin, and Jack East lining up at the back of the field in the Alfa Romeo. The race looks dry for now, but we all know that can change in a heartbeat. Time for the formation lap. If I work out what button to press, there we go. I will turn it off this time. So let's go through and see the tyres. Everyone is on. It's a very even spread. 3 drivers on the hard tyres, with the pole sitter of Vetlamp, Broughton and Satellite all on those hards. Medium seems like the popular choice, with soft tyres also being used to start this Grand Prix. I'm being told there is rain at the end of this race. Will anyone be able to make it on just one stop? Those on softs probably won't. Those on mediums might. Those on hards definitely have a chance, depending on when that rain comes. I've got a button I need to press. That's the wrong one. Here are the previous winners here in Austria. The 2nd place car of Bayliss looking to get another win, with Broughton lining up P5 on those hards, also looking at getting it done. Will either of them be able to? There's only one way to find out as we come up to the line for the starting grid. Got a bit of a breakaway here, with cars almost ready to line up. Is that how I think it is? No, it's the other one. That was a little bit surprising, but oh well. No one's been disqualified yet, but the drivers are lining up on the grid to end this formation lap. Alfie misses his stop, unfortunately. Oh, I can't wait to start. Can't wait for the race to start with this camera angle. As all the cars now line up on the grid. Thank you, EA. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Green flag in Spielberg. Thank you, EA. As we go on now to turn 1, a good start for Vetlamp, not a good start for Bayliss. 3 wide. Everyone seems to have made it through nicely. Now they're up to turn 3, the 2nd heavy braking zone at the start of this lap. Vetlamp keeps the lead. So we're going 2, possibly even 3 wide behind. Looks like there was a little bit of contact. Oh, bit of a dive bomb there for the 2nd AlphaTauri. Alfie, safe like there's a yellow flag somewhere. The 2nd Haas of PGL has spun it round, unfortunately. It's not going to be good as we see Alfie down the inside of Satellite. Good move there by the AlphaTauri. You see further back, Dorado getting past Sass. So we line up through the middle sector of this lap. It's Jack East up past the Aston Martin and Dorado. There's a lot of fighting going on through the field. Mulder already up to P10. He's climbing this grid rapidly, is the Dutchman. So we've got a yellow flag. Leslie! Oh, that's not going to be fun. Just spun it round. Not fun. What has happened to this leaderboard? What is going on? Right. Thank you, EA. I don't think that gap is over a minute. I'll be honest with you, game. D7 getting past Satellite. There does seem to be a bit of a breakaway. Seems to be a 4-car breakaway here, with Broughton struggling to keep up with those ahead. Still Vetlamp who's leading. Oh! Big crash question mark. Pixel spun it round. Dorado also involved. And both Alfa Romeos involved. Oh, that's devastating for them. That is not what they wanted to see in Hinvey. Still Vetlamp who leads. Fastest lap as well. But we are settling into this race. It's starting to become a bit of a DRS trade. Alfie to the outside of Broughton. Can he make it stick? Not quite. It's going to be a drag race down into turn 5. Broughton's the one who gets DRS. Still alongside him. Broughton. And Alfie. Does Alfie get the switch back? On the outside of Broughton, heading into turn 7. This is going to be dangerous. Do they keep it in? Still side by side. Broughton gets it by a little bit of a block pass. Brilliant racing by these two. This is how these Austria races can tend to get. It can get quite strung out. And all about how you can use that DRS as PGLCFC gets past Saskia Moll in the Aston Martin, with Mulder setting the fastest lap in that Alpine on the medium tyres. He's going to be wanting to try and get through this traffic as quickly as he can, because he knows he has the pace to win. The gaps are getting tighter. Bayliss down the inside of Vetlamp. Can he make it stick? Once again, it's going to be a drag race. Vetlamp on the outside. Looks to be a little bit of contact. Can he keep it in there? Bayliss sends it. Blocks off the Red Bull as the AlphaTauri of Alfie gets past Broughton in the exact same way. Can Alfie use this to catch up to that 4-car breakaway, or is he going to be stuck battling against Broughton and those behind as Mulder has caught up to the back of this pack? He's going to be wanting to try and make his way through for the sake of his race. Hales and Emrose, they're very close. Hales with the DRS down into turn 1. Can he do anything with it? Not right now. It's going to be the run to turn 3, however, that does it. As we go on board with the Williams alongside and well past the Red Bull of Emrose. But further ahead, Bayliss and Vetlamp side by side once again. Bayliss pushed wide. Vetlamp gets it through. As 3 wide for a second, Broughton dropping like a rock. It's lost 3 places. D7 into 4th. Hales into 2nd. From nowhere. 4th to 2nd in about 4 corners. Brilliant stuff from the Williams. There's almost too much going on. This is brilliant racing from these guys. But this pack with D7's going to want to stop squabbling if they want to catch up to Emrose and the other 3 ahead of them on the podium. Bayliss going to be driving with a bit between his teeth. Yellow flag. Border Geordie. DNF. What happened there? Safety car is out in Austria. What happened? Judging by where they were, I think they just... Did they get spun? Did they just lock up? What happened? That's not gone well for the second McLaren with his teammate up in P3. But this has let some drivers pit, with Alfie coming out on those hard tyres, Pixels on the mediums, and Dorado on the hards. Oh, Bonajordi with the Sim Racers engine failure. His controller died. He turned it back on and he was in the wall. That's just not fun for the McLaren driver. Unfortunate for him. Well, as we have a little bit of a lull in the race. Remember, we have an app. As we see, a lot of drivers pit. Hales and Emrose fly into the pit lane. But we have an app here for Formula Velocity, the Formula Game Companion app, where you can see results, stats, and vote for Driver of the Day when this race ends. Just use the code at the bottom of that graphic. It's available on all app stores and is free. So join that and sign up if you wish to vote for your Driver of the Day. That was the wrong button. What is happening here? So, safety car out here in the foothills of Austria, in the Styrian Mountains. A couple of drivers have pitted, the leader of them being Joseph Hales on those hard tyres. It's going to be interesting to see if he can carve his way through. And obviously, it's rumoured to be damp at the end of this race. We just don't know when. This safety car slowing down the field probably won't help with the trailing pack. Pack slowing down, meaning that rain will come ever earlier into the race. Rain is forecast in 10 minutes, according to some of the drivers who are in chat. Don't text and drive. That's very naughty. It's also good to remember that some of these drivers have carryover penalties as well for this race due to incidents that happened in the last race at Italy with the sprint race as well. Just waiting on the driver to catch up to the safety car now before we get back racing once again. I think Jack East needs to catch up in the next couple of corners or so for there to be... Oh, no, safety car in this lap. It's been 3 laps, so Jack East better catch up soon. Otherwise, he's really going to be up the creek without a paddle if he wants any result from this race. It's up to Vetlamp now to restart this race however he sees fit. As we start lap 9 of the Grand Prix. Safety car peels in. It's all down to the Red Bull. When will he launch? He's taking it steady. Taking it real steady. Contact with Bayliss. Vetlamp really slowing. And he goes. What is going on? That was one of the restarts of all time. Vetlamp does get a big launch though. VSC is out. Curly spun around at the first corner. No front wing. And that is why those restarts are dangerous. It's unfortunate for the AlphaTauri, but sometimes that is racing. VSC is out. But honestly, that should not have been allowed to happen. Well, he keeps the field tight under this VSC. Curly having caught up, but he is going to have to pit at the end of this lap to get a new front wing. VSC still out. I don't know why it went away for a second. Could be ending some point soon. This game makes no sense sometimes, so I don't actually know. VSC is ending as we start lap 10. Vetlamp gets a brilliant launch. Mulder gets past Unku. Briefly, Unku holding it around the outside. Mulder gets it, pushes Unku wide. That lets Broughton through. Will Broughton be able to do anything on Mulder? Of course, there's no DRS yet. Alfie gets past Hales. It's a slipstream fest here in Austria. A lot of things are happening here. A lot of cars in a compact space. And that's what the tyre differential will do. To throw a blanket over these guys. Down the inside goes Hales. Can he get the move stuck? Yes, he does. Alfie's still there, however. Still side by side. A lot of contact. 3 wide. Big contact. Round goes Hales. That's going to be huge for the championship. How he's still in this race, I don't know. But that is another virtual safety car. That, lads, was silly. That was just silly. Sass in the gravel. Hales in the wall. That was 3-1 does not go. And that has really helped out Mulder. Satellite in the pits. I think he's got wing damage. That was ridiculous from Hales, quite frankly. That was 3-1 does not go, and for a driver of his speed, he should have known that. It's been upgraded to a full safety car now. I didn't notice. So the race stabilised once again. Well, the first 7 laps were calm. The past 4 laps, we've had 4 safety cars. That is... yeah. Curly's on intermediates. I know it's supposed to rain, but I don't think it's happening quite yet. I mean, if it starts raining, Curly's a madman. If it doesn't, then, yeah. It's an interesting move. Like, anyway, Vetlamp. Oh, Emrose pits here for the 2nd time. Alfie pits, Mulder pits. It can't have started raining yet, surely. There's got to be going on. Inters for Emrose. Inters for Mulder. Has it started raining? That's 4 drivers on Inters now. This could get interesting. I don't think it started raining yet. It's not started raining yet, but if it starts raining soon, like before the safety car comes in, this could be ingenious from those who've just stopped. This is getting interesting. I don't think it's raining yet. Safety car in this lap. The screen did just flash. That's usually indicative of the weather changing. This is going to get... It's raining. It has started raining here in Austria. Will those out on track on slick tyres pit this time? Or are they going to brave it? Vettel once again will control this restart. What's going to happen? Vettel goes. Unku pits. Leslie pits. Jack East pits. It's a real split decision. Green flag in the air in Austria. Seems to be a lot of drivers going on to Inters. Those at the front are not. Side by side for second, Bayliss and D7. Bayliss keeps the position, D7, the over and under. Accelerating out the corner, it is definitely raining. Hales past Satellite. So they aren't going to pit now. They aren't going to pit this lap. They're going to have... This is incredible. I do not know what's happening. Yellow flag sector 2. Both Haas cars spun round. They're both on slicks. I think that says everything. Hales past Pixels. Hales on wet slicks. Broughton around. They're going to have to pit, surely. Vetlamp in. D7 in. Bayliss stays out. Hales stays out. 5-second penalty for Vetlamp. Speeding in the pits. That's not going to have gone well. It's definitely raining now. PGL CFC 5 seconds. Pixels on the podium as it stands on the strategy. Satellite can't make the move. Oh yes he can. Was a bit half attempted but went over it. Bayliss is locking up left, right and centre. He has to pit this time. He just has no grip whatsoever. This is simply incredible. What a strategy call by Emrose, Mulder and Alfie. And Curly. And Sass, to be fair. Sass is in with a chance of good points here. Going onto the slicks when she did. Emrose is going to be leading this race, surely. Bayliss stays out, as does Hales. PGLFC retires from the race. What? DRS enabled? What? Okay, sure. None of the top 5 pitch. They must be hoping this rain passes quickly. Bayliss down into second. Hales gets through. Caution sector 1. I think Emrose had a slight incident. Broughton past Pixels. Dorado past Unku. There's just no acceleration anymore. No grip on either tyre. Mulder takes the net lead of those on Inters and they're catching up to those on slicks. And with DRS being enabled, this is still anyone's race. But if you're on slicks, you're going to have to come in, surely. As Unku gets back past Eldorado. You can't stay out now, surely. It's absolutely tipping it down. Hales signifies he wants to, and he does. Bayliss follows. What about Satellite? He's in 2. Broughton pits. Pixel stays out. He wants to lead a lap. Will he be able to? Will he be able to hold off Mulder? Because that doesn't count as his lap. That's Joseph's lap. Pixel stays out. He's going to hope this traffic just doesn't... This rain just doesn't get any worse. Mulder looking, stalking, sending, braking, overtaking. Mulder takes the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix. Will Alfie be able to challenge? Will Mulder be able to challenge? Not Mulder. Will Pixels be able to challenge? Probably not. It's Pixels going to stay out on track and just hope that this stays semi-drivable. I wouldn't if I was him, but it could always happen if we just see Mulder scamper away from the Aston Martin. I don't see how Mulder loses this race at this point. But there could always be more safety car intervention here in Spielberg. He runs wide there. I'm not sure what the penalty count is. It might be on regular corner cutting, but that doesn't really mean anything as Pixel stays out again. Amazing. That's got to be his plan, to stay out as long as he can dare. As Hales gets back into 5th. Bayliss past Vetlamp. It's all gone downhill for the Red Bull drivers. DRS disabled now. That surely puts a stopper on it. What? Bayliss jumps wide past Curly. Curly's inters are quite old. Oh, contact! Bayliss is very lucky there, and to be honest, so is Curly. Through goes Vetlamp. Through goes D7. That was very nearly a massive accident there as Alfie gets past Pixels. Which was only a matter of time, to be honest. But he's got 7 seconds. If these lot keep fighting the way they are, Pixels might stay on for a podium here. Saying that, Emrose has gained 3/10 in about 2 corners, but who knows? Pixels stays out once again. He's staying out for the long haul at this point, which I admire 100%. But Hales now stalking the back of that Red Bull. Does he go to the inside? He's being blocked, being pushed. Doesn't have the power. Cannot get past that Red Bull. But he gets the better exit out of turn 1. Alongside, straight past. Brilliant move by Hales on the exit of turn 1. Emrose trying to get back at him though. Will he do it under braking? Side by side. Can't get it stuck. Bayliss now alongside. Will he get through? Of course, Hales does have this penalty. And he's gained hand over fist on Pixels. Bayliss now down the inside of Emrose. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Brilliant move there by the only McLaren left in this race. Remember, you can vote for Driver of the Day with the app. There's a lot of good candidates right now as Hales past Pixels. Pixels still in for the long haul, but at this point, he just doesn't have the grip. He does stay out, but he can't stay out for too much longer. 6 laps to go here in Austria. And to Mulder, it's just plain sailing. Figuratively and literally at this point. As Pixels just can't keep it on the road. Vetlamp, the next one to try and get through, but there's a big battle. The 2 Mercedes side by side. D7 and Broughton. They're going to have to be careful. D7 taking avoiding action to not hit Vetlamp, who has to take avoiding action to not hit Pixels. Oh, that's really stuffed D7. As Pixels drops another place. Just can't hold on now, surely. To go side by side with Broughton, just no grip for the Aston Martin. It was worth the try, but it's just not worked out. I think it's... Oh, contact! Vetlamp and Broughton! What happened there? Just saw them both off the track. That could go to the steward's office. Holy moly. So things happening all at once. D7 now past Broughton. Vetlamp pits. Broughton pits. They must have wing damage. That's going to ruin their points day. But now the battle is between Bayliss and Hales. With just 5 laps left to go in this. Pixels still out on track. It's only going to get worse for him from here. It's going to get worse before it gets better for the Aston Martin. Anything could still happen, however. There's still enough time for another safety car. Whether we hit the safety car allocation, I don't remember. I don't think we have, but we might have done with 4 safety cars in about 5 laps. So, don't hold your breath for safety car intervention. What? Well, Sass made the move. She completely missed, but she made the move. So Leslie gets past with a little bit of contact. A little bit naughty there from the Dutchman. Pixels. It's going to be like a boat for the poor Aston Martin driver. It's going to be handling similar to Noah's Ark. And with how his race has gone in the last 10 laps, it's been 2x2 past him. Dorado now goes past the almost stationary Aston Martin. Unku now right up Sass's tailpipe. Can they make a move? They go for it. They're looking. Wiggles it slightly. Sass runs wide. That's another position for Unku. Pixels dropped out of the points. Unfortunate for him, but you could always sense what's happening. This race is getting tight, though. As Vettel now flies through. Yellow flag. Jack Easter spun it round. He's going to have to be careful because the leaders are catching. Here is Mulder. Jack East does the sensible thing and stays out of the way of this leading Dutchman. This track in real life known for the Orange Army, following Max Verstappen. Seems to have worked as well for Mulder. 4 laps to go now, here in Austria. It's not quite the home crowd. It's the home crowd for this season, however. Can the Dutchman get a win? As it stands, it's looking like it, but the battle for second is a lot tighter as Pixels drops down to 15th. Bayliss lagging a lot, really. Had a lot of instances where it's looked like he's flown off into the barriers, but just popped back onto the track, and he's dropped back from these two. Alfie and Hales. This is going to be important for the championship as well, as all of these guys are fighting it. Yellow flag, Vettel! Oh, he just turned in too early. Hit the inside wall and bounces off into the racing line. No safety car, so I do think that means we have run out of safety cars. Because this is a well-programmed video game, so you have a safety car limit. It's very good news for Mulder, however. But these three, still pushing. Alfie still has it. Will Hales go for a move into X? No, he doesn't. I think this is Rint. Through into the final corner now. Goes for it, makes a move, a little bit of contact, hip and shoulder. Hales on Alfie. Alfie is not going to be happy with that. Hales on the inside. Will he make it stick? Alfie keeps it out there. Was there more contact? I don't think there was, but Alfie was pushed wide. Free in a blanket. And they're going to make it 3 wide. Bayliss looks for it. Almost does. Lagging up a storm. Hales gets into second. Mulder's going to be loving seeing this on his leaderboard. Can Bayliss get past Alfie? Into the braking zone. Massive lock up for Bayliss, but he makes it through. Will he be able to get second from Hales? Mulder now just happy as Larry, seeing that 8-second gap between them and Mercedes, between them and the Williams. Little wiggle from Hales. Can he keep it ahead of the McLaren, the charging McLaren? Bayliss looks, doesn't get it. Broughton and Dorado fighting as well. Bayliss in with the gap. Well, in with the chance. He's probably not going to be able to make it into turn 1. We've only got 2 laps to go now. So Alfie goes wide. It looks like he's out of this battle. It's going to be a 2-horse race for this second place. Remember, Hales does have a penalty that will be applied post-race, but he's still going to want that P2 on track. As it stands, he is only dropping to 4th, but it's the bragging rights of saying you're able to get second on the track in a quite competitive field this season in FVGP. Bayliss might know about Hales' penalty, knowing not to send it just in case it goes wrong. But at this point, anything could happen. Mulder now catching up to the slick tyre wearing Pixels as he starts his final lap of the Red Bull Ring. The Red Bulls had good starting positions at their home track. One of them is now out, as I think that's Jack East. Slow, yes it is. Yeah, All Hales ran wide. Remember, you can vote for Driver of the Day. That's the wrong one. You can vote for Driver of the Day here, as we see Bayliss down the inside. Does he make it stick? He tries to. They're side by side. It's going to be a drag race down into 5. Bayliss gets it now. Will Hales gets it in the breaking point. Bayliss clears him, covers it off. Runs wide slightly. Bayliss has the position. Will he keep it through these final corners? Not much left to go in this race. So we go with Mulder. Through the final corners now. Ever since those inters, it's been perfect. RX Mulder crosses the line to win in Austria. Bayliss holds off the battle from Hales. That's going to be P2. Pixels round behind them. That's P2 for Bayliss. Third on track for Hales. Alfie fourth, but he will get third with the penalty to Hales. Emrose started third, finishes 5th. Going to be a massive question of what if for the 2 Red Bulls. D7 comes home 6th. Satellite 7th. Broughton through the final corner to come home 8th. It's a brilliant result for Mulder. Curley home 9th. Dorado 10th. Leslie just outside the points in 11th. Onku now through the final corner to come home 12th with Sass doing something. Donuts? Donuts, sure. It's a good win for the Dutchman in front of, in real life, where some of his home fans would be. As we await Sass to cross the finish line before we go for some interviews. If anyone joins us. Mulder takes the win in Austria. Bayliss and Hales join them on the podium. Alfie and Emrose round out the top 5 with D7, Satellite, Broughton, Curley and Dorado rounding out the top 10.